Hey guys, today we're going to read a book written by Laura Ingalls Wilder called Winter Days in the Big Woods. There's Laura in the middle and her daddy and sisters. You're going to meet her family in this book. Once upon a time, a little girl named Laura lived in the big woods of Wisconsin in a little house made of logs. And this is a story Laura's writing about her life, just like you guys are writing about your life in your writing. Laura lived in the little house with her pa, her ma, her big sister Mary, her baby sister Carrie, and their good old bulldog, Jack. Winter was coming to the big woods. Soon, the little house would be covered with snow. Pa went hunting every day so that they would have meat during the long, cold winter. So if Pa goes hunting for meat, I want you guys to ask yourself, where do you get your food at? I go to the grocery store. Ma, Laura, and Mary gathered potatoes and carrots, beets and turnips, cabbages and onions and peppers, and pumpkins from the garden next to their little house. Once again, I go to the store for all of those things, but they go right on their farm because they lived a long time ago. By the time winter came, the little house was full of good things to eat. Laura and Mary thought the attic was a lovely place to play. They played house by using the round orange pumpkins as tables and chairs, and everything was snug and cozy. Do you like to play pretend? Soon, the first snow came and it was very cold. In the mornings, the windows were covered with beautiful frost pictures of trees and flowers and fairies. Ma said that Jack Frost came in the night and made the pictures while everyone was asleep. Laura and Mary were allowed to use Ma's thimble to make pretty patterns of circles in the frost. In the mornings, Laura and Mary helped Ma wash the dishes and make the beds. After this was done, Ma began the work that belonged to that day. Each day had its own proper work. Do you do chores at your house? And what kind of chores do you do? Because Laura made butter with her mom and got potatoes and carrots and pumpkins all out of the garden, so she had to pick her food. Do you go to the store with your mommy? Do you clean your room or make your bed? And what do those things look like? Do you put your dishes in the dishwasher or do you wash them by hand? How are your chores the same or different than Laura's? Laura liked the churning and baking days best of all. Ma had to churn the cream for a long time until it turned into butter. Mary could sometimes churn while Ma rested, but Laura was too little. And this is her churning right here, okay, her sister. And when you make the cream of the milk and you stir it and shake it a lot, it's going to become hard and turn into butter. And that's what we're going to make at the end of this unit. On Saturdays, when Ma made the bread, Laura and Mary each had a little piece of enough dough to make into a little loaf. Ma even gave them a bit of cookie dough to make little cookies. So one of her chores was cooking. Do you like to cook with your family? After the day's work was done, Ma would sometimes cut out paper dolls for Laura and Mary. She drew their faces on with a pencil and cut dresses, hats, and ribbons out of colored paper so that Mary and Laura could dress their dolls beautifully. And look at how her dolls are different than your dolls of today. But the best time of all was at night. When Pa came home, he would throw off his fur cap and coat and mittens and call, "Where's my little half pint of sweet cider half drunk up?" That was Laura because she was so small. Do you get excited when your parents come home from work to see you? Sometimes Pa would take down his fiddle and sing. Pa would keep time with his foot. Laura and Mary would clap their hands to the music when he sang. Now how he played music, but we listen to music on our iPads or radios because we have electricity. Other times, Pa would tell stories. When Laura and Mary begged him for a story, he would take them on his knees and tickle their faces with his long whiskers until they laughed out loud. His eyes were blue and merry. Outside it was cold and snowy, but the little log cabin was snug and cozy. Pa, Ma, Laura, Mary, and baby Carrie were comfortable and happy in their little house in the big woods. There's her little log cabin. Think about what your house looks like today and how her house looks different than yours. When you go to writing today, you're going to get your Laura Ingalls book and you're going to turn to the next page that's empty and you're going to write, Laura's pa went hunting for food for the family. So your family goes to Walmart or Price Cutter or Target for food or the farmer's market, but Laura's pa went into the woods to get food for them. So when you're done with the video, on Student Links, go to writing and draw your picture of Laura's dad hunting in the woods.